Welcome back to part 2 of this weird video series idea that I'm doing. Sorry for delaying this vid for 2 months, I was too busy getting my ass kicked in Street Fighter 6. In part 1, we covered all the characters that debuted in the classic era, and now we're finally moving on to some of the newer characters post-classic. I already explained in part 1 the rules I'd be going by for this series of videos, so I recommend you watch that first. Don't want to waste any more time, so let's get started with everyone's favorite character. Big the Cat. What do you mean nobody likes Big? Keep showing back up. Anyway, despite just kind of being there most of the time, we've seen enough of what Big can do to pick a couple fruits for him. Like Knuckles and Bark, Big is also pretty strong, so it makes sense that he would get the strong fruit. However, I think better fruits for him would be the Kilo or Ton fruits. Both fruits have the effect of allowing the user to increase their own weight, with the latter being the superior version. But the former can also make the user lighter than their normal weight, and Big could utilize this fruit similar to the fruit's user Ms. Valentine, since he also has an umbrella that he uses for a similar effect in Sonic Heroes. Either way, both fruits would work for him as Big utilized his own body as a method of attack. Taking full advantage of his weight and then some, or less, would be surprisingly effective.
Come on, you big drip! Where you going?
You know nothing, fool! It's Chaos, the god of destruction!
Huh, that's weird. I don't remember seeing Chaos during the Tournament of Power. As you can clearly see, Chaos is made of water. There's a problem here, since the main weakness for Devil Fruit users is water. Unfortunately for me, there is no water fruit. Technically. Yep, leave your cannons at home, folks, because we're going into non-canon territory again. There may not be a water fruit, but there is a liquid fruit. This fruit lets the user transform their body into a liquid-like substance that's totally 100% not water. I don't know what the hell it is, but it's not water, so that's good enough for me. Okay, I guess a canon alternative would be the Swamp fruit, which has similar capabilities. The only difference being the user can store pretty much a multitude of things in their body for long periods of time. Whether it be food, weapons, mermaids, you name it. You're practically a walking storage unit by that point. A key weakness both these fruits share is being unable to transform back if confined in a space no normal person would be able to fit in. I don't know about you, but I'm not fond of the thought of Chaos being made out of swamp water.
The servers are the 7 Chaos. Chaos is power enriched by the heart. The controller is the one that unifies the chaos.
Tikal started off being both a fleshed out character as well as your personal tutorial guide, which kinda ended up becoming a trend in a lot of the later Sonic games. In SA1, she's kinda dead, but as a spirit, she helps each character the best she can and even has a habit of showing visions to characters about events from years ago. With this ability in mind, I thought the Glare fruit would be a good choice for her. While this initially makes no sense as the fruit grants the user X-ray vision, clairvoyance, and mind reading abilities, the user can transfer her memories to others, which is kinda what Tikal does in SA1. This fruit basically makes it impossible for the user to be deceived, since they can just read your mind and intentions to know the truth instantly. Oh, it also lets you turn your tears into whale missiles. It's One Piece. Wait. Sorry. I forgot about Sonic Shuffle.
What the hell is even that?
Sonic Shuffle is Sega's version of Mario Party. The idea sounded good on paper, but the execution was mixed at best. Two characters that make their first and, well, final appearance are Lumina and Void, rulers of Imaginary World, the world of dreams. Sounds similar to another Sega property they do nothing with. Lumina represents the positive feelings that allow people to dream, with Void being the yang to her yin. I put these two in the same segment because they're technically two halves of the same whole, becoming Illumina when fused together again. Lumina's power lets her create portals to traverse Imaginary World, so I thought the Door fruit would be a good fit for her since it's kinda similar in practice. Void gets the Dark fruit because he has dark powers. Wow, surprisingly straightforward. Despite only being 6 years old, Cream's a surprisingly capable kid. So much so that her mom barely bats an eye whenever her daughter goes on potentially dangerous adventures with her older group of friends. She can fly, which is a notable feat, but I think it's her ability to befriend certain characters that's truly admirable. Examples being a 4,000-year-old death robot, a replica of that 4,000-year-old death robot, and a flame princess from another dimension. That one's my favorite. With these things in consideration, I think the Millet fruit is possibly the best choice for her. This fruit allows the user to create dongo dumplings from their cheeks, which when fed to an animal, make it entirely loyal to the user. I initially thought this was a little too fucked up of a fruit for Cream, but the dongos only affect animals and the effects are temporary, only lasting about a month. Wait. Most of the Sonic cast are all animals. Oh no. Gemro, or however the hell you pronounce this robot's name, is Dr. Eggman's attempt at recreating the dangerous 4,000-year-old robot Emerald from Sonic Battle. These two are technically the same character since the former shared data from the latter, but they both have differing powers from each other. Emerald's whole thing was absorbing Chaos Emeralds. Wow, real original. And copying other characters' abilities. Wow, real original. Gemro's whole thing is merging with machinery, which makes this hard. It's a long shot, but the Munch fruit probably comes the closest to representing this power, since anything the user eats can be mutated into their body, which technically counts as merging. Man, these last two characters have been so weird. But now that we've gone through them, we can finally get to the main man we've been looking forward to. Black Doom! I'm sorry, but like it or not, Black Doom's the entire reason we have Edgy McHedgy in the first place. You guys know this is his dad, right? Black Doom's powers are kind of varied, which made picking up from him initially tough. But then I realized something. The Shadow Fruit's perfect for him. This fruit allows the user to steal and manipulate other people's shadows as well as their own. Said shadows can then be put into a corpse, creating an obedient zombie minion. On top of that, the person whose shadow was stolen not only loses consciousness immediately afterward, but will also instantly die to sunlight without their shadow. On top of that, the user could also choose to absorb all the shadows they've stolen for a power boost. This fruit is fucked up, but it makes sense to give it to one of the darker Sonic characters here. OP as it may seem, there are multiple things and weaknesses to consider, like whether the zombie's body is strong enough, whether the shadow's personality hinders their effectiveness, if they touch salt the shadow will leave the zombie and return to the owner, or even worse, another individual can absorb a number of shadows for their own power boost. Black Doom's whole thing was leading the Black Arm's invasion against Earth, but ironically enough, it was his own son that ended up destroying him, so this choice can't be more perfect. Alright, let's finally talk about Shadow now. Sorry for the wait, but I really couldn't talk about Shadow without also addressing his partners in crime, which is why I saved Team Dark for last. Shadow is obviously a clear fan favorite for many Sonic fans. What was once supposed to be a one-off character ended up becoming a mainstay of the overall Sonic cast simply due to his popularity. Now, you'd think Edgy McHedgy would get something like the Dark or Shadow fruit, since he's the ambivalent character. But surprisingly enough, most of Shadow's powers seem awfully similar to the Glint fruit. His overall speed is on par with Sonic's, and he's even more proficient when it comes to using Chaos powers like Chaos Control. Shadow can also warp from place to place using Chaos Control, making the Warp fruit another possible option. However, since this fruit is still new and we don't know the full capabilities of it, I personally think the Glint fruit fits him better. So Rouge is definitely a more fitting candidate for the Love fruit because, unlike Amy, I can at least think of 2 reasons why this fruit would be more effective for her. That being said, it's not her only option, as ironically the Bat fruit is another possible option. Although, to be honest, this fruit hasn't been officially named or even confirmed, but Sussy has wings here, so I think it's safe to say it's a Devil fruit. From what we've seen from it so far, it seems to grant the user abilities similar to that of a vampire. The Shadow fruit also came to mind since Rouge is a thief, but I doubt she'd have any real interest in stealing other people's shadows, let alone putting said shadows into corpses for her to control. Omega gets the Arms fruit. Oh, you want me to explain why?
Destroy, kill, worthless consumer models, eradicate.
It's amazing how Eggman created a robot that has absolutely no chill twice. Alright, another batch of Sonic characters down. I wanted to have the cutoff point be just before the dreaded Dark Age of Sonic. I'll try not to make you guys wait too long for the next part, but please forgive me if it does. These types of videos take a while to make, and just writing the script for it is a process in itself. If you guys enjoyed it, leave a like. If you have any opinions on what fruits should have been given out, let me know. I always enjoy seeing those. I also have other gaming content on the channel if you're interested in tickling that little subscribe button down there. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Sayonara.